How's it going, Cancerian community? So Tigress here with a special story for this wonderful frequency. And I just want to start out by saying thank you, thank you, thank you for your patience with me as my break time was extended an extra month due to some medical stuff. So thank you for your patience. So let's get started. Twisted up, confused, maybe feeling misled, down on luck so far this year, not understanding why things seem to be getting harder. You have been making progress. Divine message here is we're not being punished by having to take some steps back. Instead, this is a time to reassess, cleanse out the rest of the muck that is still left that we haven't moved on from just yet. Oh my goodness, a lot's coming out. And what I mean by earlier saying you have been making progress, it's like that saying where you take 5 steps forward and you think you have it, whether it's with health, work life, home life, etc. And then all of a sudden, within a span of so many months, everything seems to be going backwards and you're not understanding this. Again, this is a time to reassess. This is a time for healing energy. And this is something that you may be confused on. There is something going on internal that still needs to be reassessed and release, because there's something that you're asking for. Maybe it's to be more balanced, maybe it's to have more patience, maybe it's to feel more protected within yourself. Whatever it is definitely linked to your destiny, and also learning of ways to protect yourself. Don't be confused. A part of protecting ourselves, I'm hearing to say, is learning how to take care of ourselves in many different ways, whether it's with the emotional, mental, spiritual, physical being. So let's go ahead and keep moving forward. We have willpower here, something that you're not seeing. Something else you're not seeing is the wisdom. So we're not seeing that you have the willpower and you have the wisdom to handle many of things that maybe make you feel ungrounded. Could be many things that you're feeling like weighing you down at this moment. Things that seem to be wearing on your energy. And I'm hearing to say have been wearing on your energy since once upon a time ago. Maybe it has to do with personal connections with others. And it doesn't just have to be intimate connections. This could be authentic, caring connections, whether with family, friends, lovers, etc., etc., etc. Thank you, ancestors and spirit teams, for that introduction here. Let's keep going. All right, guys, what is it that needs to come out from the present? Well, so far, 6 of Cups, past. We have past relationships here with the 10 of Cups. Something else here. The Emperor. The Emperor was at the bottom of the deck. So this is something with the Mars energy. Mars energy has to deal with conflict, being able to handle things in your kingdom. Again, your kingdom could be your work life, it could be your home life, it could be the places where you frequent and you take charge. There's something here in the past that maybe you felt like you failed at. Maybe something in the past that you're really, really hard on yourself about, and it's time to cleanse that out. It's time to let that past go. It's time to learn why that past happened for the reason that it happened. Here in one more card. What is the last card for the present now? Oh, that is the last card. It's very interesting because it lands on the 6 of Cups, and it lands on the healing energy, and it lands on your vitality. The Nightmare. The Nightmare. If you think about it, we have this Virgo energy, the warm moon, aka the blood moon. And with this one, there was a lunar eclipse with it. So we are feeling both sides to things. We're feeling both sides to from where we're at, the progress we made, but we're also feeling that shadow side of things, the things that really have been holding us back. And I'm hearing to say in our mind and in our emotions, especially the things that we have nightmares about. And those nightmares could be the fears that are attached to certain kind of commitments when it comes to coming into partnerships with other people. And with the Pisces new moon coming up in March, this is transcendence energy, but this is all energy too on how we see ourselves within our imagination and how we feel like the world is viewing us as well. So let's start uncovering some stuff more. The Knight of Swords really being stuck in the mind, weighing yourself down in your mind is something that is really, really taking from you. It actually holds up your stability and it holds up you being able to make those connections, whether it's with networking, whether it's getting to know more people, etc., etc. And it has to do with something once upon a time ago, I'm feeling like, where you had put a lot of energy to, because I have these two facing each other. Maybe there's certain ways that you've built your kingdom around you when it comes to your home, when it comes to your work life, when it comes to wherever you're frequenting. Maybe there's certain things that you ensure, because if you look at this emperor, look at how protected this emperor is. Look at how this emperor is dressed down to the T for whatever that is coming in towards this emperor. Remember, this has to do with conflict. And so here I feel like there's still a lot of going back into what was once upon a time ago. Maybe it was more of a little bit of an innocent time for you when it came to learning about things, experiencing things for the first time. And then right here, this is really beautiful on the Finding Love card here. We have Judgment, and then we have the Moon in reverse. It's kind of like I was telling you before. There's something here that we've thrown judgment to. There's something here that we really solidified, I'm hearing to say, in our imagination when it comes to certain personal views. And with these certain personal views, now we're in a place where we want to overprotect ourselves, to distance ourselves from anything that could repeat the nightmare that was once before. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. But there's a side to you that you're not seeing. I feel like there is something here that you forget to look at. You know how I've talked about in the past with Cancerians, y'all can read between the lines when it comes to other people. You've grown very proficient in that, you know, interpreting other people, using your intuition when it comes to other people. But have you been able to reflect that upon yourself, Cancerian? Can you look at yourself for the moves that you've been making, the things that you have taught others about yourself? Because Queen of Wands energy is older, is wisdom, but is being able to make those moves. And in those moves, we are teaching others. I feel like you have not built a routine of looking at how your charisma, your passions have lit a lot of different fires for you when it comes to your internal home. And what I mean by that, it's by not wanting your home to be so dark, be so shadowy, be so stuck in the midst of depression. And I think it was the things that you followed your heart on that helped you make those so many moves forward, that got you more closer to the things that you feel like you're destined for. How can we use that energy to be able to help ground ourselves out in who we are, and to be able to reach towards all the things that we have grown wisdom with in confidence. That's the thing right there, too, Cancerian. Oh my goodness. This is a really, really good one. I'm so happy to be back. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your patience again. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the block here. Let's find out what's going on in the shadow side of things. What it is that kind of has us held up and tied up and confused. You know, confusion is one of those things that are kind of attached to fears. It's also attached to anxieties. Confusion is something that will become more dense when we can't solidify certain views and certain perspectives. And sometimes they're going to be right for that moment in time, but 5-10 years from now, it might be wrong for that moment in time. But that moment in time in the future is a different lesson. Don't forget that. What we choose now, whether it's right or it's wrong, is meant to teach us. And again, through our lessons that we learn, that we grow from, that help grow our passion, that help grow our charisma, others learn from it as well. Oh my goodness. My hair, the dreads, they're coming along. So yes, it's looking a little messy, and I have another one starting here. So excuse the mop on top. It's still evolving. All right, so angels, angels, angels of protection. I'm calling you into this space, this moment of now, to help protect us as we navigate this block, this shadow side within the Cancerian community. What is the last card? That is the last card. Very fitting. Oh. So something that's putting out your fire when it comes to you being able to see how you have made these moves, how you inspire others, is there's an emotional view that we still have from our past. How can we unblock this emotional view when we've put this block so far to the side of things so we don't have to deal with it? That is something here as well. The offerings that you make to yourself when it comes to being nice to yourself, especially when it comes to past things, has been very slow, if not very stagnant, to where it really doesn't happen. You have to ask yourself, Cancer, and this is what I'm hearing to say, is it more easier for you to compliment others on their triumphs than it is for you to compliment yourself? If it is, then this is what this is talking about. You really have a hard time really seeing the proficiencies, I'm hearing to say, in the moves that you've made, trying to balance things out, trying to handle things, trying to sit here and find those complementing energies within yourself, your own yin and yang at times. And there's times where you feel like you don't really have much handled. And one of the things that you really feel, how do I put this, that you're really overbearing on yourself, has to do with those past connections or connections with others in general. This is something that can be very taking, or you feel it will be very taking. And with the feeling very taking, maybe it's something that you fear. Maybe you've been robbed once before by somebody's greed when you were trying to help them. Maybe you've been robbed before of so much stability within yourself, being in a relationship with somebody. Maybe it feels like you've been robbed so much lately, so much has been taken from you because of certain events that have happened from the past until now. There's so much that when it comes to these relationships around you, that the past has almost distorted a view, in a sense, upon yourself. So there may be times that you feel like you're broken because of who you are and what you've been through. And my goodness. Oh my goodness. And right here, the last card is that Six of Cups again. And upright on the moon and Judgment. Giving an offering to your past self. Yourself who was younger at some time. Like I said, decisions that we make now may be right for the moment, but 20 years from now, we may learn that it's not for that right moment, you know? The decisions we make at certain times, we're doing it with everything that we know. We gain wisdom as we get older. We just don't come out the womb knowing how to run right away. We don't run out of it, right? No, it takes time of learning about ourselves, learning about our capabilities from infancy, there we go, all the way throughout our lifetimes, if we choose to. Don't get so hard on yourself for being in this human experience and not being quote unquote perfect. The human experience is not perfect. The human experience, we are meant to have many, many, many hard lessons in. And those hard lessons are to help us realize things, to help us be able to teach others about things. All right, so let's get out of the shadow side of things. Let's call in divine and universal energy. What are the positive messages that need to come out for the conclusion? Oh my goodness, everything's going every which way, and everything seems so fitting so far. And I'm hearing that's a wrap. So, shall we work from left to right? So starting with the past. Starting with this past that has us blocked. Something that's been a block that we've grown very proficient at. We have to see that it's creating an uphill struggle for us when it comes to us communicating with others. Sometimes healing will take time. Healing will be something that we have to learn to go with the flow with. Because again, we may revisit that same thing in different phases of our lives, learning different lessons from it. The only time you stop learning, you stop growing, is when you choose to stop learning from yourself, learning from your failures, learning from your mistakes, learning from things that you thought were mistakes, but were actually triumphs. Think about that. Think about the relationships you've had with people, places, and or things that once you got out of it, you felt like a failure. You felt like a failure. But then so many years later, you got to have something better. And you realize that that wouldn't have happened if you didn't learn from that failing before. You wouldn't have been able to get to that other thing if it wasn't letting go of the thing before. Think about that. So something here that's really piled up. First thing is you need to stop being at odds ends with it, and you will be able to unlock your destiny a little bit more and start to get that healing energy going when you start to strip the illusions. When you start to see things from a different view, maybe stopping the routine thinking about things, giving yourself permission to say, hey, I wasn't that horrible person. I was trying my best. I was doing my best. Because if you weren't doing your best, how did you get up to this point now? Something else that falls on is this is an inner journey. This is one that will take time. This is one that will have, again, many lessons to it. And one of the biggest lessons is learning how to honor your energy, your personal growth throughout your lifetime. Because if you keep getting up and keep trying and you haven't given up, then you're growing, you're doing it. Just remember that society's depiction of success is not the spiritual success that you find within yourself when you grow, when you learn, when you become whole, and when you transcend yourself into higher beliefs. Something else is reunion of souls, something you're not seeing. And what I'm hearing to say is stepping back into the past, re-looking at things, as mentioned in the shadow side, giving yourself another offering. Have a reunion with your past self, not in the sense where you start making past mistakes, but revisit who you were in the past, what you were doing. Can you take yourself by your hand and be able to support yourself? Be able to process that? That is something that can have a really, really big power and effect over somebody, is when you can align yourself with yourself and in a partnership where you support yourself. Ooh, that kind of thing I'm hearing to say is priceless. You can't buy that with money. Something else here, again, healing energy. I like how this falls on the Emperor and it fell on the King of Wands. This also fell on the King of Pentacles here. When it comes to certain views that you've had that helped you make the progress, maybe it was, again, views where you had to overly protect yourself. Now it's time to lessen that. Not to make yourself vulnerable, but to make yourself moldable. Because when it comes to molding clay, I'm being given an example. I've never played with clay like that, but this is what I'm seeing and hearing, is when it comes to clay, you have to have the right elements to make it moldable, correct? This is the same thing with you. You can't take a clay pot that's already been fired and then try to mold it again. It's something that you kind of have to start over sometimes with yourself, because you're learning how to treat yourself differently. You're learning how to view yourself differently. And with all three of these masculine energies here, maybe it had to do with the masculine energy in particular with this past stuff. So with this healing energy, I feel like it's definitely being able to remold yourself in a sense. And you don't have to mold yourself to where you have this one strict view about things. This is something that could definitely help you open up to different ways of seeing things, having a new perspective, a new day, when it comes to meeting and greeting certain things that are going to come into your life. But if you are overly protective with yourself, if you are overly ready for everything to come in as conflicts only, then that's how you will view everything. And you will be almost met with less, I will say. Less meaning that you won't be able to attract anything new and let it in. New things can come in towards you, but you're so overly protective of yourself, you're not going to be able to let it in. So, yeah, this is a really nice, neat story here. I like it. I like it a lot because this speaks to a lot of us. And Cancerian, like I said, this is definitely a transcendence type of thing that we're getting ready to encroach on. And one other thing about this Virgo full moon that we just had on the 3rd is Virgo is all about, the self-examination and improvement. And again, you have that Pisces energy here with ending old cycle, preparing for new. So this is a lot of being able to finally put down certain views we have about ourselves, feeling maybe that we could be broken or that we're missing things or somehow we're not good enough. And being able to remold ourselves to seeing how awesome we really are and how you were still trying your best all along the way from the past until now. All right, Cancerian, this is going to conclude it. Don't forget to thank your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, and divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out. And as always, I hope that you have a most wonderful rest of your day.